In this lab, we're going to walk through the procedures needed to create an AMI. We're going to burn an AMI from a running instance, and then we're going to use that AMI to spin up another instance. Before you proceed, make sure that you've done the creating a cloud account with AWS exercises, as well as the spinning up first EC2 server lab, along with review of the EBS lesson deck. It's also suggested that you review the AWS documentation on Amazon Linux AMIs at this URL. If you're not yet logged into the console, go ahead and do that now. And once you're in, push EC2. From here, click on One Running Instance. If you don't have an instance running, make sure that you've gone through this spinning up first instance exercise. Here we actually see that that server is running, so let's go ahead and click on it. Creating an AMI is very simple. You simply right-click and choose Create Image, or EBS AMI. Here we're going to give our image a name. Let's give it My First AMI, and an image description of AMI of First Server. Let's go ahead and leave all the other defaults as is, and push Yes Create. Excellent. It says that it's creating an image at the moment, so let's click on the image that it's creating. Here you see a whole lot of detail about the image, but we don't actually see that it's created. To get that information, you want to click on AMIs over here on the left. You can see that this image is already available. We can already spin up servers from it. Let's go back to EC2 dashboard and press Launch Instance. Let's choose the Classic Wizard. And this time, instead of using one of Amazon's base AMIs, let's click the My AMIs tab. Here you can see My First AMI is there. Let's go ahead and select it. We'll launch a single T1 micro, push Continue. Go ahead and accept the defaults on this page and push Continue. Push Continue on the storage device configuration page. And then here, let's call it My First Image from AMI and push Continue. Let's use the existing production key pair, and let's choose the My First Server security group that we created in the first exercise. All these defaults look great. Let's go ahead and launch. It tells me now that my instance is spinning up, so let's choose View Your Instances to watch it come up. And to get a shorter view, let's choose Running Instances. And keep pushing refresh until you see your instance come up. Excellent. There it is in a running state, and pretty soon it should pass its status checks. And finally, it's passed both of its status checks. We should now be able to SSH into this instance. You could click on the instance there and grab its DNS and SSH into it. After you've SSH'd into your instance and verify that it works, let's go ahead and clean up after ourselves. Let's again come back to the EC2 dashboard, come to this page, choose the instance that we just spun up, and let's terminate it. Let's also go into AMIs and remove this AMI. Before we remove it though, let's actually look here and notice that the visibility is private. This AMI would not be able to be accessed by anybody else. The reason that we're removing it is to save ourselves storage charges. This lab was just to show the AMI creation process. Let's select the AMI and then choose Deregister from the drop-down list in Actions. Push Continue on this page, and after a couple refreshes and possibly a bounce back to other sections between AMI, you'll finally find that you get the message, No AMIs found matching your filter criteria. Let's go into Volumes, and here we see that only the single volume remains on our running instance. So I think we're all cleaned up. As of Q1 2013, the AWS free tier allows for EBS storage of 30 gigs indefinitely. The real reason that we deleted that T1 micro was to save on the EC2 instance running costs. If you decided to leave that second server up, you're probably going to incur costs of about $14 a month. Not really a big deal, but a good idea to delete it anyways. Before you delete that second instance, highly suggested that you poke around. You may want to make your AMI public. You may want to spin up a marketplace AMI. You may want to use user data to bootstrap your instance. You could also go into your instance and curl the metadata and user data endpoints if you've not done so yet. Also try using the #bang to execute user data on first boot.